Hello, in this video I would like to show you how to protect records. So we can protect records in master company and in the receiver company. So let's focus on the master company. So I am going to the MDMS setup page, and if the company is the master company, I have two options: block record delete and block record rename, which means if user try to delete or rename a tracked table, then receive error message. What means tracked tables? Tracked tables are all tables which are included on the released replications. So if I, for instance, open my replication items to Cronus UK, it's released, and in this on this data set, I know that there is there are two tables, so item and item of measure. Then they are tracked. So it means MDMS track, delete, insert, rename, all those informations. So I'm going now to the items, and I'm going to the items of measure, and I'll try to delete one of them. So delete, and I have error message that table number 5404 is being replicated and delete is not allowed. So this is example for deleting. If I, for instance, go to the payment terms, which is also included in the finance dataset here, and try to, for instance, rename this record, again, I have information that table is being replicated and rename is not allowed. We have exception of these rules. So you can be a MDMS super user, then you can delete records, but it also start deleting process from master, which will be described in next video. So that was how we can block records in the master company. Then let's focus on the receiver company. So I have to go to the data sets, to items new, and on my data sets, I have now marked two fields for item table: disable local insert and disable local delete. Those two fields, the local is a keyword because when we replicate this data set, those informations are stored in the hidden table, hidden from user interface in the receiver company. We are calling it metadata because they are used to block records only. So in that case means if user in the Cronus UK try to insert or delete new item, they receive error message. We have also a field called block exclude filter. This field is exception of blocking rules. So there are a lot of misunderstanding with this field. This is not filter for data. This is an exception of those blocking rules here. By the way, we have here some tooltips with examples, but the structure, the syntax here is that we have any field from the current table, so from item, then it's always equals sign and filter and brackets, and then we have any Business Central expression. Here is the range, but you can combine many expressions here. You can also put here comma and combine many fields, so it works then like AND, so both conditions has to be done. So in that case, how to read it? I block insert and delete, but if the item number is in the range 50,000 to 60,000, I am allowed to do that. Then if I go to the fields, I have here a field called disable local modification. So I can block modification of number description, description to a and base unit of measure, but the self description is still editable, let's say. And of course, all fields which are not included here are also user will be able to modify. So when I have that set up, then I have to send this information to the receiver company. So always when you run, when you synchronize, but before we have to run. So when you, for instance, run through an incremental, doesn't matter. So you have some entries to proceed, and then you synchronize. So after synchronize, when MDMS synchronize data, there is the metadata is always sent. So I am going to the records information entries history when I have this last proceed replication, and as you see here, we have sent metadata for those two tables. The second way, if you would like to just update quickly metadata and not run full because it can take some times, or run incremental, which also can take some times, or maybe it's nothing in the log, you can just send metadata. So it just, this action only sends the metadata to the receiver company. So again, I can go to the history, and again, it has been sent. So let me now switch to the Cronus UK. So how it works? I am going to the items, and now there is a fresh company, so there are no entries here, so I can just try to delete items. So if I try to delete this item, there is error message that this table is being replicated and delete is not allowed. If I try to insert new record, let's say 3, again I cannot insert because I marked that, I blocked that on the data set. If I open one of the existing items and try to change description back, then I receive error message about modify because also it's blocked. However, I didn't block search description, which was included in the replication, and also other fields. So I'm not sure if I have search description here, but I can check, for instance, net weight 10, and it's not blocked. Here is the search description, so I can type local description, and it's also possible to modify. And the last example here is if I try to insert new record, but I put the item number 50,000, which is in the block exclude filter, so this is this exception. I can create that item. So it's created here. So that was about blocking. And one more thing is that sometimes we need user which has special permission. So in the receiver company, I can go to the MDMS user setup page, create new user, choose my user here, and mark this user as MDMS super user. Then all those blocking rules now are skipped. So I can just go and delete this item, for instance. So of course it's for admins. Okay, so now that was how we can protect records, and the question can be how we can delete those information, because we have often the cases that those information should be deleted to proceed something. So we have two options to do that. Before I will do that, I will delete my setup here. So on the receiver company, we can go to the MDMS setup page, go to the actions, and then clear metadata. So to clear metadata, you have to be a super user. So that's why I delete this one. So again, I am creating the my user and mark it as MDMS super user. So again, I can go to the MDMS setup, actions, and clear metadata. Then all information are deleted. So I can now, even if I am not super user, I can go to the items and delete, for instance, this one. It's because all those stored information in all those metadata are now and has been deleted. And there's a second option, how to delete metadata. So I am going to, I am switching back to my Cronus master company. Because of course, if you have many companies, the better way will be just do it remotely. So again, I am in the Cronus under my replication, so I can send metadata. They are sent, and then I can go to the action functions and use delete metadata action, and this action will just delete metadata. So do the same like I did in the Cronus UK.